Welcome back to our kitchen. Today we're making arroz con gandules. I'm Puerto Rican and this is one of my favorite dishes. We're going to do it with chicken. Pluck off the leaves off of our cilantro. You say you can do it with a fork, but I tried that and it doesn't really work too well. This is actually faster, if not get less stems in there. I'm going to add our cilantro to our food processor where we're going to grind it down, chop it down. I already peeled my garlic, but I'm just going to chop the ends off of it and also throw this inside the food processor. A green bell pepper. It's going to be in large pieces. Don't really need to make it small because I'm going to use the food processor to do the work for me. I'm going to do a red bell pepper. Food processor. Now that we got in the food processor, we're just gonna puree it down. And then we're gonna keep scraping it down and bending it until it gets a lot finer and more paste-like. Use 4 tomatoes for this, which we're gonna just cut out the middle, chop it up and blend it. I don't like to really use, people use tomato sauce, but I don't like to use tomato sauce because it has a lot of salt. And I like to control the salt that I have in my meal, so we're gonna use fresh tomatoes. I'm just steaming over here so again. And here is our completed sofrito. I'm not going to use all of it, but I'm going to save some for other recipes, probably half of it. Now we're going to blend up our chopped tomatoes. Yep. All right, we're now cutting chicken. We're using chicken breast. We're going to cut it into mouth-sized pieces. I'm just going to cut this part in half because it's a thick piece of the chicken here. You probably want to cut it to about that size. green olives, the pimentos that we use. Here's This gives it a lot of flavor. I'm gonna get the. I'm not gonna pour it because achiote paste I'm using here is going to go in our dish, one of our first ingredients. All right, we're gonna get some olive oil and quite a bit to cover the bottom of the pan. Or you can use any other oil that you like, another neutral oil. Since we're cooking with olives, and olive oil would be sufficient. And we're gonna throw in some of our achiote paste here. It's about 2 teaspoons. Yeah. Try not to get it on your clothes or your fingers because it stains. Throw in our chicken with that. Next, we're gonna throw in our sofrito, at least half of it. I'll give you too much, Hart. All right, now we're gonna add our tomato. There's that red color that you can see that comes in, that colors the rice. Be adding my pigeon peas, or gandules is the dish name after it, with the water as well, the agua. There's some more flavor, and I will also be putting the green olives with the pimentos. And we're going to be adding our little bit of pepper. All right, and a little bit of onion powder. A little bit of garlic powder. Some cumin. And we're gonna mix it in. And now I'm gonna use better than bouillon chicken stock, or chicken bouillon, to flavor it, because we're making chicken, a chicken version of this dish. I don't want to use too much because a little bit goes a long way, maybe about a tablespoon. You notice I haven't put any salt yet because we want to taste it first before we add too much salt to this dish. Okay. We added a little bit of salt, maybe about 2 teaspoons. Right. And last up, we're adding the rice. That's the last ingredient. The important part is to control the liquid. That's the most difficult aspect of making this dish. Now we're just gonna cover and let it cook for about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna come back and stir it. Okay, we're gonna give it a stir and see it dried up some of the water. And we're gonna add a little bit more water so it'll finish cooking the rest of the rice. A little more water. There we go. Now we're just gonna cover it, turn it down to medium low, and let it cook for about 25 minutes. All right, so after 25 minutes, we're gonna check on the rice. It's like it needs a little bit more time, probably another 5 more minutes. All right, so after 5 minutes, another 5 minutes, check our rice. To be done here. Yeah, we're using also Basmati rice, this is what we haven't mentioned. So it looks to be pretty done. All right, now we're gonna serve our arroz con gandules. We're gonna pack it in this bowl here. Got a large portion. There you go, arroz con gandules.